Hello everybody, and we are back today with another cigar review. Today we are going to be reviewing this little tiny cigar here, the Buenaventura, another Buenaventura cigar after my review of the Picadores yesterday. This is, however, the Buenaventura Mini, the BV Mini. This is in a Maduro wrapper. Now, these were very cheap, very cheap cigars. They were £6 a cigar, and that is just down to the size, I believe, because these are, to my knowledge, long filler cigars. As you can see, they are 3.5 by 50. They have that same oval shape, same band, but obviously much darker of a cigar than the Picadores. And as I said, long filler. Not much on the nose. Kind of a slightly sweet, kind of almost chocolatey smell, to be fair, which is quite nice. I'm looking forward to that. I've just had a bit of a late lunch. I have right here with me a nice cup of coffee, and I thought, why not enjoy a little cigar? I'll smoke something else later, something bigger or whatever later on after I've had my tea. But mid-afternoon, it's about, what time is it now? It's 5 to 3 in the afternoon, and I thought a cup of coffee and a little cigar is going to be lovely. So let's get this cut and let's get it lit, as we do. Now this cutter is the same one from yesterday, the Smoke King one. It's fine, it just feels a bit, it's not super smooth compared to other cutters. It's not got that nice smooth pull, and the blades feel not the sharpest, but it was just a free cutter, so I'm not too surprised. Same draw as yesterday, nice easy draw, not loose but nice and easy. It feels reasonably packed. The big thing for me with this, besides the flavour obviously, is how long it's got to burn, because it is a small little cigar. This is the type of cigar that, you know, looks like it'll only burn for 25 to 30 minutes, but maybe you get 45 to 50 out of it. If I can get 45 minutes out of this thing, then the flavour's good, this will most certainly become a cigar I will buy again. So let's get it lit up. I'll give you the initial flavours, the initial little initial thoughts on the cigar, and then we'll come back probably with a cigar this size. I mean, there is thirds, but I'll probably come back about halfway through, and then probably come back at the very end, as we tend to do. Again, double flame lighter. I think anything above a 50, a 50 and above, double flame is fine for. Below, single flame only. But I'll use a double flame on this if it wants to light. Now I do like a Maduro cigar. I think Maduros are probably my favourite. I like natural, and I like Connecticut shades, and you know, Sumatras and Rosados and all that. But a nice dark Maduro wrapper, nice rich deep flavours, smokier flavours. Oh, my lighter's running out. Don't do this to me, lighter. I think I've got some matches over there I might need to use to finish this off, because my lighter's run out of gas. Not good. I do have, however, some matches. I'll use those to finish it off. The smoke coming off this smells a lot deeper than the smoke from the Picadores yesterday. Makes sense with the wrapper. With matches, you do need to give them a second. You do need to give them a second to get that sulphur burnt off. And we look lit. We look lit up. I think it's actually phosphate that they use these days on matches. It's not actual sulphur. but you know, it won't cause it sulfur. Let's take the first initial draw and I'll give you my thoughts. Oh wow, that is lovely. Chocolate, straight away, boom, punch in your face chocolate. Nice, rich, deep chocolate, deep cocoa notes from that. That is lovely. You know, I find it hard, honestly I do, to find chocolate in cigars. It's one of those notes that I hear quite often from people. I get coffee a lot, but chocolate. Now, let's be honest, I am drinking coffee with this, which may influence the flavours. Anything you pair will influence the flavour of your cigar. But it's been a second since I had a sip. Let me take another draw and see if I get chocolate again, because that was a lovely first draw. Smoke everywhere, bloody hell. Yeah, chocolate. Really chocolatey, really chocolatey. There is a spice there though, and I expected that because we had spice on the picadoras yesterday, and this is just higher quality tobacco, probably very similar filler to the picadoras, but long filler. And there is spice here, and more spice than the picadoras, especially on light. I'm getting a punch of heavy black pepper spice. Honestly, a little bit of chili spice as well, almost, on the tip of my tongue, which you don't see very often in cigars. So again, nice deep chocolate notes and a bit of spice, which on initial light, that's all I can ask for. It really is. I wouldn't say there's a nuttiness. I wouldn't say there's a massively pronounced woodiness. There's a nice sweetness that goes with this chocolate. So far, it's a little stick of chocolate, this thing. I will be back after we are about halfway through this cigar. I will let you know how long it's been to get to that halfway point, because that's very important. And I'll let you know if any flavours have changed and how the smoke's been. But on initial light, I'm looking forward very much to smoking down this thing. So I will see you very soon. Welcome back. We are now, as you can see, around just about halfway on this little BV Mini. It has been about 20 to 25 minutes, about halfway through, which is good. I can see another easy 15 minutes on this cigar, probably another, maybe even 20 or 25 minutes, getting us to that 40-45 minute zone. Flavour-wise, it's been okay. I will say, a little disappointing after that initial punch of chocolate. That's gone. There's not much chocolate there now. There's a little bit of cocoa, but it's quite spicy. There's a heft of spice in this cigar that wasn't there previously. We were getting some spice on that first initial couple of puffs. Now it's spice in every draw. A good hefty amount of, again, black pepper and also chili spice. And I am feeling it both on the tip of my tongue, the chili spice, and the black pepper from the back of your throat, which is what you'd expect, again, from a Nicaraguan cigar. There is a very, what is that flavour? It's not coffee. I wouldn't really say there's any coffee in this. There's kind of almost like a burn wood, like a campfire wood type flavour. In a good way, not in a bad way. It's kind of like a positive flavour. It is most certainly, it tastes what a lot of people would say strong. Now, I don't think it is particularly strong as a cigar in terms of nicotine, but in terms of flavour, it is quite punchy. And I think that's probably what you'd expect out of a little cigar like this. Now, they do obviously larger versions of the BV Maduro. I believe they do a 500, 560, 600, like what they do with the natural. And I would have to assume those maybe have a little bit more complexity to them. This so far though is nice. So it started off with that chocolate and spice, and it's now progressed. We've kind of lost that really nice kind of almost milky sweet chocolate, and we're now kind of very dark, kind of cocoa nib, very dark, maybe dark cooking chocolate type flavour with spice, still black pepper, but also that chili spice is there. The chili spice isn't something I get super often with cigars. I get it occasionally, but not super often. And so it's interesting to get that, especially in a Maduro. Because I was sipping my, whoa, punching you in the face there. Sipping me coffee. For anyone who's interested, it's Yayu Forest from Union Coffee. It's just the best coffee I could pick up in the supermarket at the time. For anyone who cares, I brew with an AeroPress. So nice coffee though, you know, reasonably good black coffee, nice light to medium roast. It's a good everyday drink. It's not like a super fancy coffee. It's not got loads of complex flavour. It's just a good, easy, nice drinking coffee. It is nice. It isn't a cigar, I would honestly say. It's definitely not a morning smoke. I think after a heavy lunch, it would be reasonably nice. I do think, for me, this is more the type of cigar I would want after a meal or to have with a spirit. I think this with rum or with whiskey would be wonderful. I really do think it would be. Those big, heavy, dark spice flavours, with that little bit of chocolate and stuff, would really punch through kind of a high alcohol spirit, and it would pair quite nicely. The size as well, I think this is something you could easily sit down with 1 or 2 glasses of whiskey and really enjoy. Construction hasn't been great. Now I don't know if that's because I had to use I used my torch and then used matches. I have refilled my torch in between the segments, but you can see on the burn it's not perfect. When I tapped the ash off last time, it looked like this. You know, the Picadores had similar issues. The cigar isn't perfectly round. It's got this kind of oval shape, and I think that's contributing to it. That said, it's not a major issue. There's no major canoeing. There's no draw issues. So, a couple of minor issues with the construction. But as you can see, it's not burning super well. But I will come back to you after we are near the end of this cigar, maybe as I'm taking the band off or just after I've taken the band off, for my final summary of the BV Mini and total smoke time. So far, nice cigar though, and I'll see you very soon. And we're back at the end of this cigar. As you can see, right at the end, we're at that kind of just before the band on this little BV Mini. It's 22, so it's been a solid 40 minutes. Now I have been not smoking it as quick as I perhaps could have been. I've been watching a video, doing some stuff on my phone, talking to some people. But in terms of flavour, and in terms of how it's developed from that middle third to the end here, it has been very nice, and I will say there is no bitter or acrid flavours at the end of the cigar. Now if you watched my video yesterday on the Picadores, at the end we were getting very bitter, very acrid flavours. Here we've had an increase in spice and an increase in kind of flavour strength, but there hasn't been any bitterness or any bad flavours. I am going to take the band off here on the cigar as we near the end. Out of this little cigar, how much is left to smoke? I probably, where my fingers are now, I can probably get down to there, and then it'll probably be the end. I will say my biggest complaint of this cigar has been the construction. It has just been, the entire time smoking it, it's been like this, where one end has been burning more than the other. It's not been too bad, it's not canoed massively, but I have had to constantly go in with me lighter and just top it off, realign it, sort out the burn, give it a purge, and then it'll be fine to smoke. Flavour wise, that chocolate, that kind of any sweetness that was there in that middle third, and there was some still from the kind of latent cocoa that was left behind from that first start of the cigar, that's gone. That's all gone. There's no chocolate left in this thing. Instead, what I'm getting here is heavy spice. Now the chili spice is kind of gone. That kind of slightly hot, I guess, spice is gone. It's all black pepper spice now. It's quite tannic as well. There's a big dry kind of flavour you get on the back of your throat from it, which you can get from these kind of spicier cigars. It reminds me a lot of what I'd expect from a Nicaraguan Puro and other Nicaraguan cigars in kind of this vein I've smoked. And Nicaraguan cigars do kind of have, especially full Nicaraguan Puros, darker ones, especially like this, do have that spiciness to them. So I've expected that. And it has been a good smoke. Is it something that I would smoke loads and loads of? Perhaps not. With me, I prefer my Maduros to be sweet, more medium-bodied in terms of like flavour strength, but still rich with sweetness and cocoa with a bit of spice, coffee flavours, that type of stuff. I eat like dark stewed fruits, plums, cherry, stuff like that you can get from dark Maduro cigars sometimes. This, it's spice, it's woody, it's a hard hitting cigar. But in terms of overall flavour, it isn't super complex. And I don't think anyone would expect it to be for £6 a cigar. It is long filler, and there is changes of flavour throughout the cigar. So it changes throughout, and it lasts a long time for the size. A 3.5-inch cigar lasting, nigh on 45, 50 minutes at this point. That's, we're almost as long as the Picadores lasted yesterday, and the Picadores is a 5-inch cigar. So that shows you how much, short versus long filler matters. Your long filler cigar, the whole leaves rolled up, they burn slower. They do than having short filler within a mixed filler package. The ash, I will say, the ash itself hasn't been flaky. It's been a solid, the ash itself has been solid. The actual just burn on the wrapper's not been great, which does knock it down a couple of points. And I could imagine smoking this outside in the wind could be a problem if it does that inside in an environment where there is no wind. But again, in terms of flavour, it's a good smoke. You have to like spicy cigars because that's what it is. Fundamentally, it's quite heavy on the spice. Not so much so that it's bad, that it doesn't taste good, that it's hard to smoke. I recommend having a drink with it to, cleanse your palate between smokes. But it's a nice smoke. It is. And I think for the price, for £6, very reasonable cigar. Again, Buenaventura, Curivari, they seem to be making good cigars. This is the second Buenaventura cigar I've ever had. Full Nicaraguan tobacco, well made, and well priced for the UK market. And when we're looking at cigars and their prices in the UK, you know, you've got to look and say, well, what can I afford? And what can I afford that's quality? This is quality, and it's at a good price. It's at a very good price. Now, maybe these are very cheap in Europe. Maybe they're €1 a stick, right? Maybe they're, maybe they're €2 a stick, $3 in America or something like that. But I think for the price in the UK, it's a good smoke. The only place I have seen these in the UK so far is on smokeking.com. Just to shout them out again, my order was delivered quite quickly, and these are the only place I've seen these. I've not seen the BV Minis anywhere else. A couple of other websites in the UK do sell Buenaventura cigars, but I've not seen the BV Mini anywhere else except Smoke King. So shout out to them. But it is a nice cigar. I think for me, I'd give this a solid, 7, 7.5 out of 10. It burns a long time. The flavour's good. I'm going to go finish off the last bit of this cigar. I'm going to enjoy myself. And I hope everyone has a great day. Has a great rest of the week. I'm sure you'll see me again in another video at some point. Stay smoky, fellas.